Welcome to episode 13 of the Hot Car Podcast. Today, we've got Hammy.
Hello. Hey.
Hey.
We've got Rocko. I'm glad to be your host today for episode 13.
Where at?
No.
Of the Hot Car
Where
Podcast.
at? You haven't done this.
Let's go.
Yeah, what I'm saying is...
Well, it's happened again.
This happened on Tuesday, and we know it was really hot that day. Hot car. Joining us live in the Alert Center.
How long did you last in a hot car?
Facts that the heat index that day was 105 degrees. Hot car.
We don't yet know about a potential third suspect who was seen speeding away from federal agents at the scene. The whole thing had been a mystery to neighbors.
Hot car.
This is not an accident. This is pure negligence.
Here's kind of playing the devil's advocate. I'd rather a child smoke weed than take Adderall or take Ritalin. That's just me.
It's kind of a social experiment that really hasn't been tried.
No, they're trying it now.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, hey,
Yeah.
wait a second, everybody. Like, I mean, it's not going to happen, but hey, let's stop the amphetamines and try cannabis instead to see what happens.
Honestly,
all these
I mean,
stoned kids in the classroom, it would be incredible. Like,
For years and years, being on parole, I was in and out of jail for dirty UAs. Oh, you're dirty for pot.
Oh,
You're dirty
yeah,
for amphetamines.
that's
Now I
terrible.
got
Oh, man, parole. You had to say it.
Oh, yeah, I was on parole. Well,
Oh, I was 5 years on parole.
Now I can hear.
I did
5 years?
I did 5, Hammy, in state prison in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which
I was
one?
actually in Sullivan with Joe Sullivan, the Irish mobster.
Yep.
Mikey Meatballs.
There's the music.
There was he wrote there was a book and everything written on him. Something about, he had an eagle on his back, but this guy was, I mean, the COs wouldn't even mess with him.
Oh, no. That's where a lot of our PTSD came from, is from the prisons. Here in Oregon, I was in OST, and I played chess with the I-5 killer. I chatted with the Happy Face killer.
Wow.
All these people were at Oregon State Penitentiary, and here I am. I did a total of 18 years total. But
Wow.
the people that you meet and the things that you see when you're sitting there in your chair and you're just watching TV, and then the guy next to you gets his head pulled back and his throat gets slit. And all you got to do is keep watching TV. It sticks with you forever.
Incredible.
Yeah. No, you're not kidding. I've seen a kid get sliced up over a pack of Newports.
We're laughing it up now.
No.
No, it's not.
No, it's real though. That really happens.
It is.
It's also being affiliated with a gang, and then they find out you're talking to another, affiliation, like a whole nother type of gang. You get jumped in the yard. Sometimes they'll come, like in New York, they're notorious for walking in the weight room, blocking off so the CO can't see it, and dropping the weights on the dude's chest.
From what I hear in New York prisons, like when you leave your cell, you have books in your shirt. You have books in your back so you don't get stabbed.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
man.
prisons are wild
Yeah.
on the East Coast. They don't mess around. It's like
Yeah, no.
Oregon. It's Disneyland.
Now I've heard stories because I haven't been incarcerated. I've worked in prisons, but I've heard stories from a lot of people who've talked about it and have said, they told me from more than one person, is that if you really don't get involved with some of these people, they probably won't get involved with you.
Well, if you end up in a place like Greenhaven, which they call it razor tag,
Having to,
you have
like
no
having
choice.
to go search out like the bad guys or the bad situations.
No, they're just gonna press you.
Yeah.
They're gonna test you.
Right.
That's it. You you have to fight. Number one.
Sure.
Number
No
two, you
talking
have
out
to
of
deal
it.
with being or you get your head. I've seen them smack guys in the head with nightsticks. They don't care.
Somebody
They
comes up
don't
talking
care.
shit, you don't wait for it to keep going. You just stand up and you sock them in the fucking mouth.
That's how
it
it's got to go.
Got it.
Are you considered the you know.
Like
Yeah,
a
then the next
like a liability, basically. Like if you're not willing to kind of stand up for yourself, then what else are you not willing to do?
They're going to take advantage of you.
Right.
They're going to ask.
Right.
Yeah, they're money, sex.
But
they're going to make you do all their dirty work.
Oh
right,
yeah.
right, because it means
and it
something.
still happens today.
Right, it's not just for fun. It
Correct.
means something.
Monetary.
Right, there's a purpose to it.
Yeah, it's monetary. Everybody's got their hustle.
Right.
Correct. You learn to become a better criminal in prison.
Yep.
Because
Sure.
when you get out of prison, you learn how to not get caught.
Yep.
Interesting.
Because 80% of the prison guards are prison guards because they didn't get caught. I did. They didn't. Did the same things, but they didn't get caught. That's the only difference.
You find that a lot with like people in like the criminal justice field, that they a lot of times they could have easily gone the opposite direction, and oftentimes involved with the same kinds of like criminal activities too. I mean, they just don't get caught. Right.
Correct. I look at parole officers and stuff now. They're all tatted up. They got sleeves on both arms, tattoos and all that stuff. And it's like they didn't get caught. But if you listen to their stories, it's the same as mine. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
We didn't think we got caught.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the only thing that really counts is getting caught. Like in this
but it's
world.
not against the law unless you get caught. You can drive 100 miles down the freeway.
It's
It's
true.
not against the law unless you get pulled over by a cop.
Well, there's no law to even say so, right?
Oh, man.
They say, oh, you need a driver's license. No, you don't.
Right.
They just say you need that. You don't need to have your car registered. Have some insurance on it. But what's this registration thing? That's just money going to a state.
Right.
Yep, more
Shouldn't your
kids.
right. I'm sorry. I'm having some trying to adjust the sound a little bit here. Right, because shouldn't now I've heard this before too, like this idea that if you buy a car, it should automatically be quote unquote registered for the life of the car until you get rid of it. Like that's it's registered. You own it. Like why am I paying money? I mean, what is that? Registration. What is that? It's just
like
a
my
fee
motorhome.
for the state to collect.
Correct. It cost me over $500 to register my motorhome because they charge by the foot.
Right.
In Missouri, it's property tax. You get property tax here. Like,
Oregon's a similar way.
It's crazy. It's nuts.
Yeah, high
Like,
property taxes.
God,
We don't have sales tax here, so they have to generate revenue with other taxes, like high property taxes, stuff like that. That's an interesting concept that the law doesn't exist unless the law is actually present.
Well, right, but that kind of trails back to what I was talking about with these things that are still going on.
Right.
Even though bills have been passed, like the one bill that got passed in Missouri. Paris Hilton supposedly had that
that's still being
bill
worked on.
passed.
That hasn't been passed yet.
Oh no.
No.
I think they got one of them. I think they got something.
No,
with
it's just, no. Let me check. I'm going to look it up because I don't want to. I did say
no.
I did say
I
something
heard
wrong.
something. I did hear something about some kind of, I don't know, something happened.
Yeah,
They
and the thing
came
about it, what I'm seeing, unless you see it on the internet, social media, or someone like us is talking about it, it's nowhere on the regular news or TV.
Alan Knoll, if you type his name in, Bethel Boys Academy will come up,
He's the
and
guy.
he was on the news.
Right, because he and Paris Hilton were really pressing to get this passed. That was,
And
I
he's
believe
kind of like a very quiet guy. Like, he's very, like, I call it stealth, but that's because of how Christian camp turned into boot camp slash. I mean, some of these kids, you hear stories where one guy spoke about his genitals getting, chewed up by a pit bull and having to go to the hospital. It's
this is at the boarding school?
the Bethel Boys Academy in Lucedale, Mississippi,
Okay.
where Alan was.
Okay.
But Alan was only a young boy. A lot of those guys that came in there were very young. And then this guy from the military, or whatever it was, it's a really messed up situation.
And how old are you now, Rocco?
36.
36.
So I came into the foster care system, like, I'd say around the 2000s. So that's when things started really booming money-wise. And it's just catching up. That's all. It's just catching up.
1976 is when my estimate.
19.
Yeah, they said I was crazy because I set the neighbor's house on fire.
That's pretty crazy.
Look,
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, well, what it was, I was the short little fat kid. Cheech and Chong was real big, and the term lard ass was there, so my grandfather nicknamed me that. So all these people were picking on me all the time, and I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
The school bell would ring, and I'd run for the gate because I was like a toy for them. I'd fight back, but they'd always win.
Right.
But they kept messing with me one day, and then they all left. I went next door and set their house on fire, and they gave me 265 days in this treatment program.
Okay,
They said I
now,
was crazy.
real quick, you mentioned snatch kids. Okay.
Latchkey kids.
Latchkey kids. What I get from that, my own self, right? What I picked up off of that is, I don't know if you believe in any of that stuff happening underground, like with the military bases and, people actually being, psychologically, physically, sexually.
I know about that. The latchkey kids
so
stuff.
That's
You get
just,
it-
that's just you got
we
the
can move
key.
on to that.
Kid's got the key because parents aren't home, and he has to open the door.
Correct. The latchkey kids were like two or three kids. They were at home. The parents were
Either at work or wherever.
but they were both working.
Oh, I see.
working, and then
I
the
see
kids would
now.
get off school. The oldest one would have to worry about cooking food. Okay. And then by the time the parents came home at night after work, the kids would be asleep, so they didn't have too much interaction. They were called latchkey kids.
Right.
And that's the era that I was in.
Well, when
So,
I
but
was
you're saying it?
when
The
I
government?
was well, I mean, I don't really get into that too much because I have had issues because of family ties with other, corporations, and I just stay out of it.
Yeah,
I don't
worry
feel
about
like
corporations.
Department
We can get
of
that.
what the hell is it? But I've had
there's
Air
the brain
Force.
part.
All right. So
Homeland
I
Security.
found out the
I'm
information about
sorry.
that bill, by the way.
Yeah.
So that's the. It's called the Stop Institutional Child Abuse Act, SICA.
SICA.
Right.
SICA.
And so that's been introduced, like it's a bill, and what it does is it forces these places to disclose everything that they're doing. Like, it doesn't stop them from doing anything, but it makes them tell what they're doing.
So
That's-
good,
that's
we
it.
can get in our cars and go to these places.
Well, what it does is it builds up. It's going to, if it passes, and what the idea is that it builds up evidence that they're, doing like bad things to kids. That's the idea. That's all it is, though. It's useful, but it doesn't change anything. It just makes the places file reports. That hey, we
Okay,
locked
so
a
they're
kid in a
going to
room.
be more on guard. In other words, they're going
Well-
to be like trying to guard themselves more.
Well, it's tricky because in a lot of cases, the institutions themselves are for this kind of stuff because what it does is it shields them a little bit because they're like, look, no, we're regulated.
Okay.
So
Right.
attention, but
Yeah,
enough,
that makes
just enough
sense.
attention to show people that, oh no, we're on the same team, kind of a thing. I
Right.
did make an error, I think, because someone pointed it out. I actually thought that Provo Canyon School had been closed, but it is not closed. It is very much open.
What?
Yeah, Provo Canyon is not closed.
They must be under a different name.
Unless the lady who told me was wrong. So I'm
We were watching a show last night on what we're talking about. Cindy's
Yeah.
all into it now, and I believe it was a place that was in Utah.
No, they're open.
Yeah, probably Provo Canyon.
Yeah, they're still open.
Get the hell out of here.
It's a psychiatric youth involuntary residential treatment center, and they
Oh,
are
my
still
God.
open, and they take kids from 8 to 17.
Oh my God. Kind of like Missouri Baptist. You read that? It was like 6 years old and on up for emergency and like, what the hell? Like,
Yep.
no.
Yeah, the one that was on
Something-
TV last night, it was like Antelope was in the name. Antelope something. It was in Utah.
Okay, let's check it out.
Oh,
Yeah, and the girl got out. The lady that was running it, just like what we're talking about here, the stories that you tell us and everybody else tells us, not getting to see the doctors, people getting sick and dying.
yeah.
But they're like still running.
Oh, yeah.
The Antelope School?
That's why I'm really trying to shed that light on the NBCH lovely pictures they put up on the web, and people are buying into these things.
Yeah,
They're
it's the
buying into these things.
Appaloosa Girls Academy.
Oh, that's from that movie, Cruel Instructions.
Yes. Oh, yes. We
Yeah,
watched
yeah,
that.
that's a horrible movie. I got triggered just by watching it.
Cruel
correct, so did
Instruction. Okay.
Oh man, Marcus, you got to watch that one.
I'm looking at it.
It is truth.
Okay.
Cruel Instruction.
Yeah, it's
or
a dramatization.
instruction.
Right. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what, man. They med those kids up left and right.
Yeah, when I was watching it, I'm thinking of listening to Rocco and all that stuff, and it was just like triggering me too. And I'm telling Cindy, like, this is what they're going to say next. Where I was hearing with some of the people the confession time when you first get there. They were doing that in this place.
Oh, you're talking about, and then they let all the other kids humiliate you?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Yup.
Oh,
That's
okay.
exactly
So this is
the
actually
type
based
of
on
stuff.
Provo Canyon. The Cruel Instruction is based on
They're
the
all hand in
experiences
hand.
from these two girls, these two women.
Mm-hmm.
So even they're not saying that it's fictionalized, so they're not calling it that. But this story is based on what happened to at the same place that Paris Hilton went to. Yeah,
And countless others.
and countless others. She just happens to be a popular name, right?
Correct. And the movie is what the
Wow.
law thing they're trying to pass now.
Yeah.
There's a quote by one of the actresses. She says at the film's premiere, she said, "The troubled teen industry is no joke, and I'm so grateful this movie is going to help raise more awareness and shed some light on the things that have happened and are unfortunately still happening at these places."
Yeah.
to
And
bring
you
it to light.
will,
Uh-huh.
you will
She was
see
at a
how
place
they
called Second Nature.
restrain.
Yeah.
You'll see it all, like how they really restrain, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, because we know the problem. It's been going on since probably before the 70s,
Yeah,
before I was born.
absolutely.
But it's like, what's the solution? How is it going to be stopped? The internet's the big part of it. That's
Right.
running it.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we stop it? We can sit here every day and talk about this is what happened, that this is happening here, but how do we get in there and stop it? It's like an addiction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it very much is. It very much is.
There's just so
Yeah,
much money. There's so much
Yeah.
money involved, you know, and like it's cash for kids. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, every new student they get in or what into their facilities, no matter where it is, that just means money.
And it's
They're not trying to
crazy
kill
how,
them, you know. They're not trying to kill the kids. That happens.
No,
They die
but
sometimes, and terrible things happen. They just
it's the fear tactic.
and they're
It's
and a lot of times they're just
pushing.
not very good at it either. Like they're not good at taking care of kids. Like that's part of the
No.
problem, you know. So how do you stop it? I don't know. Some ideas that my group of people that I talked to about this were like, let's go after all the things that connect to it, like the transportation services and things like that. Scare people away from them, like because. I mean, you want to spend a bunch of money and give up all your parental authority to some stranger who may, you know, and you're not even going to know what's going on. They're not going to tell you the truth. They're not going to let your kid tell you the truth. Yeah. It's like, you know, like it sucks. You know, it's either the parents are being like tricked or the parents are like all for it, which is worse. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, because they keep popping up. They get shut down and they keep popping up like the same people too. They just reorganize, rename, rebrand.
Yep.
And start a new facility and you know, and people don't even know where it came from.
Well, I can't wait to find out where that new Baptist children's home is going to be.
Huh. Wow. What about Eric? Poor Eric, man.
Oh man, you know, I messaged him a few different times, just wanting to talk, you know, about this types of stuff because of memories of certain things, of having to stand at attention, and I had so I've had some weird things come up, you know, as I've started to what I call the healing process. The process of actually seeing the truth and hearing it, not only, but I feel that people need to just, you know, give them a little bit of space. He even said in, I think, one of his podcasts, he spoke about how all the feelings came back at him, you know what I mean? And memories and stuff that he had to work out, you know, work through.
Yeah.
And he was just not going to tolerate people who are disrespectful. And that is, I can't be mad at him for that.
Right. If people don't know, who we're talking about is a guy named Eric he's hard name to pronounce, Skwarczynski.
Yeah.
Eric Skwarczynski from the Preacher Boys podcast. It's I guess, described as like a true crime podcast that interviews survivors of physical, mental, and sexual abuse within the independent fundamental Baptist movement primarily. He does other stuff too, but that's his main focus because that's where he came from. He grew up in that world.
Right.
And they talk about like the Duggars, you know, and deconversion of deconversions of pastors, like pastors who become atheists. Interesting stuff.
Yeah, because some of the old school Baptists, you know, they still smoking their cigarettes.
Oh God! Oh God! They're horrible. They're horrible.
Well, you know all about it, Rocko. I mean, you're the one who has that.
I truly, unfortunately, yeah, I do, and it has ruined a lot of things in my life. That every time I try to go back to certain, you know, things or try to work certain things out, something always jumps in my way.
Right.
And yeah, it's like the trauma kicks in, or it could even be a bonding thing, you know. I spoke with a kid that was actually in the program with me, and he believed in restraints. He believed in medication. He believed in this stuff.
Yeah, but who told him that?
And
Somebody had to teach him that.
right, but I'm just like, dude, no, that's not how. No, that's not how we're supposed to do each other. No.
Right.
He's like, well, if you restrain them right, I'm like, dude, there's no right or wrong way of it. It's abuse.
Correct.
So yeah, October 19th, 2023, just a few weeks ago, the New York Times wrote a big essay, "The Troubled Teen Industry Offers Trauma, Not Therapy."
And that's it.
And yeah, I mean, people are becoming
those
more aware of
places-
this. They really are.
Yeah.
And that's really, I think, the way to,
And just
slowly but surely
especially in the
get
foster
rid of
care
this.
system. Just here in Oregon locally, you got families that are working their asses off to buy houses and get all that. But then you look at people and they got horses and they got all these new toys and stuff. And then you find out that, oh, they take in foster kids.
Well, wait,
Yeah.
they have toys?
Oh, man, here in Oregon, there's
Okay, they're not Baptist?
No,
like,
no.
They're not.
No, this is a
okay, yeah,
religious,
because Southern
they're
Baptist,
not
you don't have toys, TV.
Yeah, and this is for
You don't have none of that. None of that. You have a King James Bible.
Yeah. We're not talking about that though. Not in Oregon.
We do. There is a program. It's the Life Change program. That's the religious program that I was in. They kicked me out because they didn't like my mafia ways.
Got it.
They said.
Oh, God.
But yeah, they're really big on pushing the religion, and not a spiritual walk, spiritual relationship. It's like they're pushing a religion.
Right.
It's like no.
Yeah, I feel that goes on a lot. I feel that goes on a lot.
The only program that I will say that is not evil, it's not all about the money, is the one that started in West Covina, California, and that was with Sonny Arganzoni. And now I can't even think of the name, but they're up in Washington now. A bunch of cholos. And then it's what started off with the one-way church in L.A. It went big. But what it was is they would take the drug addicts and the gang members off the street, get them in a house. Okay, sure, you would go to church on Sundays and you would do some Sunday school.
Oh, this is Nikki. This is like the Nikki Cruz stuff. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
During the week, they'd hustle work. They'd go out to people and we'd cut lawns. Lawns, paint houses. And that's how we brought money in to the program.
See, my dad knew these cats.
Oh, wow.
There was, what church was it? The Sun Life?
Victory Outreach.
Well, there was
That's what it was.
there was a church called, I think, Sun Life Christian Fellowship.
Mm-hmm.
Sun Life, something like that. Yeah, he knew all those guys because he would play music at their events sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, a bunch of gangbangers getting together and trying to do better and
changing their life around.
Yeah.
And
Victory Outreach, right.
Correct. And if we didn't go out there and push our beliefs on anybody.
Oh, no.
Somebody wanted to know, they could see by the way we were. Hey, you know what? Why are you acting like that? Why are you so fucking happy we had? Well, you know what? This is what it was.
Yeah.
I was sticking with my arm here, and I'm doing this now, and that was it. But it's not like you got to do this or you're going to go to hell. Like, no, I'm not.
Right.
I'm not going to go to hell for smoking. I'm just going to smell like I've been there.
Right. Yeah, he went world. I mean, this thing went worldwide. They have like 700 different churches around the world now.
Oh my God!
But
I wonder if they have
they're
any
not.
of
They
my...
don't do all that messing with kids nonsense. They're just a church, and they try to help.
I'm not only
they try to help
messing with
They try
kids.
to help former bad guys be cool. That's it. That's what those.
Okay,
guys.
they take that bad guy that's terrible. They break us down and they build us up, and then we go back out there. We can go back to our family
Right.
if we had a wife, if we had kids. If not, then we can build a family up, and we have the skills to do it. That's
good.
That's what Victory Outreach and Sonny Arganzoni was all about. And back in the '60s when it started, where I grew up,
Yeah.
it's still rolling.
Oh, I found more information about that that national bill.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so this spring,
Mhm.
last spring, this bill has like 50 co-sponsors who are hoping to hold hearings about this in the fall, like I guess coming up, but maybe not. That was the idea. That was the idea
Jefferson
back
City?
that was the idea back in the spring, but Congress is so dysfunctional that it probably, I don't, who knows if that's going to happen. But basically, what this bill would do is it would authorize a study to be conducted by the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine to determine, among other things, how many youth are being held, because they don't know. That's no one knows how many kids are out there.
Correct.
And the settings and what the settings are like and how much federal money is being spent on them and where that comes from. They don't even know
Well,
that.
yeah.
They're not even aware of like how much money that we're paying out of our taxes is going to
Right,
these schools.
right.
Bottom line, I'm hearing
Exactly.
from all this, if any of that is happening, a crime is being committed.
Correct.
Why do
Right, but now we have to investigate it though. See, because the crime is so
Right,
big.
that's why you get private investigators, or you become one yourself.
But but so you can find out like what's going on, but to change it is really
Right.
difficult, even if it's illegal, because it's so big and they don't even know where the money's coming from and
Correct.
how many revenue streams.
How many hands it's going through?
They don't
how
know
many?
anything.
Yeah.
They don't know anything. They just know because of all this evidence that kids are being mistreated, but they don't know how and where all the time. Like,
imagine doing like undercover boss and getting into one of these places?
You know, I think about that, Hammy. I really have thought about doing that. Like, you know, I'm thinking about making a phone call and acting like a parent.
I have
You know,
friends who've
doing
done
the
that.
parent role.
Yeah, I have friends who've done that to ask.
see
Yeah.
what goes on in these places and jot down stuff.
Well, all they're going
Correct.
to, I mean, if you get on the phone with these people, all they're going to tell you is all the stuff that they want you to hear.
Oh yeah, of course.
There was one of the first, like, investigative reporters in America was a young lady. Her name was Nellie Bly. And what she did, B-L-Y, right, is her last name, Nellie Bly. And
Okay.
she wanted a job as a newspaper reporter. And you know, they're like, oh, young lady, you know, get out of here. Right. So she's like,
Yeah.
wait a minute. There's all kinds of nasty stuff going on at the insane asylum. We know, right? But no one ever goes in there to find out. So she's like, I'm going to be a crazy person, and like let's get a doctor involved and say that I'm crazy and get me in there, so I can like see exactly what's going on. And she went in there and did this whole thing, and then when she was done with the report, she got out. And it became this big thing, and changes were made. The truth came out about how people are being treated. Yeah, that stuff's possible. Wouldn't it be amazing to like get some like adult, who looks like a kid into one of these facilities?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, who would do that?
Absolutely.
Like, there are many people who would volunteer, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. And there are a lot of foster kids out there that know a lot of stuff, and I think they're afraid to come out about it, honestly. Data-wise,
Well, the
because
foster
some of
system
these-
is so different because
There's so many
units are
different
so
ways.
small, right? They're just family units a lot of times.
Well, no, not just that, residential, a lot of times. They send you into residential facilities.
Yeah, but they're not really like known, as far as like
No.
you know what I mean? Like like Provo Canyon School, like it's in the news and everyone knows about it.
No.
Yeah,
No, they're not known, but I'm not going to stop till something happens, because there's a lot of fishiness with that place.
Right. So they go on and talk about the bill and say that it's the first step, and they could go further. They should go further.
Yeah.
Historically, the Senate has opposed new regulations, especially those that would allow civil lawsuits against the businesses for harm done. Like they don't want it. They don't want to like add that in. You know, they're like, oh well, we got to protect the businesses. Like even if there's some bad stuff going on, we don't want these people to be able to sue. Some people are supporting the corporal punishment and schools and religious organizations as part of what they're calling parental rights.
I remember my ass in junior high school. That I got 2 squats and you had to sit on that bench. My mom would gladly sign that paper back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but how far do you want to go with it? How far do you want to go? Because these institutions will take that and run with it.
The only people, if anybody's going to whoop anybody's at the parent.
Well, that's what they're saying. They're calling it parental rights.
People up here, but sometimes you got to whoop a child on it.
But they're calling them parental rights. Like I'm going to assign my rights over to you. Now you can whip them, right? You stranger over there. Now you get the chance to whip my kid because I gave you that permission.
In the 60s and 70s when we were growing up, it was kind of a respectful thing. All the adults were friends. We all knew each other. Street lights came on, and then we had to be home. But we knew that when we went to the neighbor's house, that our parents already told them that if we were out of line, they could whoop our ass.
Yeah, but that's not a stranger again, though. That's not a stranger. That's someone you know. That's someone that if they went too far, you would be able to do something about. You're not going to be able to know who's hitting your kid at the school. They're not even going to tell you that that's happening.
No, because that's like when I got my hand busted in the juvenile hall in East L.A.
Oh, boy.
Guard, they didn't call nobody. I sat in there for hours before I even got a cast. This was 78, 79. God damn, we're bringing up all kinds of shit that I haven't thought about in years.
Right. So there is some concern, like I was saying, some survivors are worried about that this bill, this law, could legitimize the programs even further, which would point to what, like I said, the institutions would say, look, we are now federally regulated, even though there's little enforcement. And the organization, it's called the National Association of Therapeutic Schools and Programs, or NATSAP, which is the regulatory body. The whole board of that group, they're all owners and operators of these schools. So they're regulating themselves.
They get together once a month for a powwow meeting. Oh,
So they're endorsing the bill, right? So they're endorsing this bill, and so that makes people concerned too. Why would they be? Why would they want more regulation? And to some people it feels very soft, because the industry is like harmful. And kids die in these programs.
People running the treatment center, are friends with the people in the court. Okay, you got Paris Hilton pissed off, so she's running her stuff. But they've got all that money, and the people that are going to lie for them. It happens every day. It's all about the money. Stop the money flow. Stop the government giving them money, and stop all that money coming in, and see what happens to their treatment center.
Right. Right, because if it was just the rich parents,
correct,
yeah.
And Victory Outreach been running since the '60s, and they're still running today because it's not about the money. Sure, you have to earn, you got to get some food, you got to pay for utility, but it wasn't about the money. In these places, it's all about it. You take that factor away, boom, they don't have no treatment center because nobody wants to be there. Then you put Hammy and Marcus in there, okay, who have. I've been there, done it. There's nothing any kid or you today can tell me that, they done this. No, dude, I've done it all. This is what's going to happen to you if you continue on that fucking path.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
There we go. It's coming out.
I tell young kids all the time they don't want to end up in these places.
Well, it's just even in our town right here. Okay, the adults are letting them run amok. Sure, they have the choice to do whatever they want, but just to sit back, oh, they're no good. They'll never amount to nothing. They said
Yeah.
that about me,
Mm-hmm.
and they were wrong. So,
Yeah, no, yeah. That was one thing I hated coming home from foster care, having to live with my mom's. I didn't even know it till we got to New York. But she said, oh, by the way, I live with Jeff, her boyfriend, that I got into arguments, like, in my younger years before I got sent to my father's. But he was very abusive, threatened military school, all kinds of stuff. Was going to send me to Provo Cannon. I think I was like 13 at the time.
Yeah, maybe you would have met Alexi.
uh-huh.
He didn't go there.
No.
He went to a different place.
Oh, look, yeah, all of these places popping up is just, and people are popping out and they have stories.
They're huge too. These places are like giant. They got like 500-600 kids in some of these places.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that there's a lot of underground.
Yeah, the horror stories run hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Kids haven't met each other in their lives, hundreds of miles apart. But they come out of these treatment centers telling the same story.
Yeah, it really is true. They're very similar stories.
Correct.
And they're
Like
all
the
different
Bible.
kinds of places too. They're religious. They're not religious. They're small. They're big. But every time it's like it's all about like isolation and locked rooms and quiet and getting permission to speak or getting permission to do anything, like to walk.
Yep.
May I walk? You know, kind of
This
stuff.
one
Like,
show was like, did I give you permission to cough?
They gave me a
Girls
cup of
coughing up blood.
meds.
right.
Cup of meds.
There was one
Cup of
story.
meds. You don't take them.
I forget who said it, but it was about a particular program where they literally had to ask about every single thing they did. Like,
Oh my God.
can I
Yeah,
sit
that's-
down? Can I stand up? Can I speak? Like,
That was like the boot camp program in the Oregon prison. Like that, permission for everything.
well, see, the thing is with the 13th, what is it, the 13th Amendment? No, hold on. 14th Amendment? Which is the prison one? No, anti-slavery? Is that the 13th Amendment?
I don't know. I'm a
Yes, it is.
I'm
So, so the 13th Amendment abolished slavery except in prisons. You're allowed to have prisoners work for nothing, and they have to do whatever, you tell them to
10
do.
cents an hour, and you can work your way up to 25 cents an hour.
If they're
But
nice, they don't have to do that.
Yeah.
There's
They
no
call them
law.
PERS. Yeah, PERS, PERS points. You earn points, and then they get converted into money.
Right, but that's just them being nice, because the law is that they don't have to do shit. Like,
But they're making money off it. It's
well,
the
they are
penny
making
shake.
money off it. You're right. I mean, they're
Because
making a lot
people-
more money than they're giving out. That's for sure.
Yes, because people look at like statements. It's like, look at this. They took it off. They put it back on. They took it off. They put it back on, and they don't understand that every time they do that, it takes a fraction of a penny. And if they're doing that with 20,000 people every day, it adds up.
Right.
You
So-
never see it.
Right.
Never comes out of your account, but they're taking that fraction of the penny.
Right. The difference is that in that case, we're talking about adults, but these kids are not in quote unquote prison. It's not a criminal justice situation. So they are allowed to push the kids around because the kids don't have rights. Kids don't have the same rights as adults. Like they don't get to do anything. It's just not allowed. It's not. You can assign your children's rights around. You try to do that to an adult, it's much more difficult to like say, oh, now my rights, or now that person's rights. But you can do it with a kid. It's pretty strange. It's just a weird way to treat people, I think. I don't know. There's got to be a better way than to say, well,
maybe we do it like this. We find the troubled kid.
Yeah.
And then most of the time they send the troubled kid away. Let's make it to where, troubled kid, let's send the two parents away to a treatment center.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
He's going to send somebody in, like a Marcus at Hammy or Rocko that's been there, to watch this child so he gets to school and gets fed, and put them parents into the treatment program.
Right.
Because 99% of the problem with our youth today starts at home with the adults.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I have kids that, they made the choice to go down a certain path, but I have to take some blame in the way I was.
Sure.
Because that's what they seen. And if the parents were going into these treatment programs, it'd be a totally different story.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. Those treatment programs would be so nice.
Oh,
They'd be
man.
so nice. They'd be all like,
take our phones away, take our beer away,
Right.
all that stuff. What are the parents going to do?
Jeez.
You need to think about yourself.
Right.
Oh, man.
Write down all the bad things you've done to your child. Not what your child's done to you, what have you done to your child?
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, the problem, again, it comes down to, well, adults have rights, and unfortunately, you can't legally kidnap the adult and take him away too. You can't kidnap the adult
I know.
and take them away to the camp. You can do it to the kid, but you can't do it to mom.
Maybe we need to.
We need a new law that says it's okay to kidnap bad parents.
Oh, man, this is
A new purge.
yeah, like you can kidnap the parents. They need treatment.
That's right.
They need to be on meds. They need to be restrained. They need some Thorazine. You know?
Yeah, a round of applause for that one. There you go. Definitely. Wow. Man, it sounded like a flock of birds or something.
What about,
So that you sent me a voice message from Berlin von Princess, or as she's also known as Amanda, about she's going to refer you to some lawyers, apparently, Rocko?
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah, I've been very respectful of her boundaries.
Sure.
She even wrote a post somewhere saying that old men are contacting her.
I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it right now.
What the hell, man?
I'm going to read it. So she's been involved in, if you don't know, and people generally don't know, but she grew up with two parents, Boyd and something or other householder.
Stephanie, I think.
Stephanie. Boyd and Stephanie Householder, her parents ran this place called the Circle of Hope. It was a religious, girls-only, residential, home and school and all of it. But, they just mistreated people for years and years and years. Horrible stuff.
Horribly.
It all came out. Her parents are headed for prison because of it too. This is very serious. But it took years and years since 2020. She's been working on this stuff, and it all came out. She's in this new documentary, and she is going to be, fortunately, it looks like, financially taken care of. I don't think that's happened quite yet, but apparently that is also in the works, which is great because, she grew up in this. Her parents did this, and so she was also kind of forced into
victimizing
people too.
Yeah.
She had to victimize people.
Like she had to go after people and stuff.
And be bad, and it's terrible.
That's hard to deal with. I spoke to a few survivors about that. Meeting somebody, you know what I mean, like that used to be horrible to you in a program, but then you meet them on the outside and you become friends.
There's an understanding there that it was that there was really no choice.
Exactly.
So she's been doing this for a long time, and her phone, she says, my phone, email, social media have been going off nonstop since we went public in 2020. A lot of supporters letting us know they see us and are people who are in similar situations and need help. So we help them by getting them into contact with their state's government officials, etc. But the majority are creepy old men that think it's okay to hit up trauma survivors and just be nasty. I'm seriously about to make a TikTok on just those creeps. Lamau. I think she should. She should call those guys out.
Yeah, man. Because you know what? I give her all the credit. I give her a lot of credit because speaking out on something like this can be very dangerous.
Yeah. So if you're some guy and you think that there's a cute girl in a documentary, and especially, come on. Let Us Pray
and
documentary.
I believe she's in a relationship, that's totally disrespectful.
Either way, you're watching a documentary about abuse in this religious environment, and you want to like hit them up and say, "Hey, let's go out and be intimate or whatever." Come on, and it's not even that polite. Come on.
No, it's probably beyond that.
So we're three old men, and so to speak, and we're not doing that shit. Don't do that. Don't do that. There are plenty of other less vulnerable women to approach in your stupid way. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That's part of the problem too. That's why this shit goes on, because there are people out there in the world who just don't give a shit about how people like this.
Horrible.
Is true.
Look at Seth Green. Horrible.
Right.
Oh my God. Every time I see him.
What happened? What's with Seth Green?
Well, Isaac Cappy did an interview before he supposedly took his own life, which I don't believe. He said that Seth Green told him when he came into Hollywood that if he was not into pedophilia, then Hollywood was not the place for him.
Really?
Yeah, Isaac Cappy spoke about this stuff.
I remember
find him.
Huh, interesting. Well, Hollywood is a nasty place.
Oh, God.
It's where everything started movie-wise. Sure, back east we had stuff going. But then when Law started, and then you had the Kodak guy, whoever was building the cameras, wasn't getting his royalty no more. The guy moved to California, and that's when Hollywood started. And the porn capital came in.
Yeah, my buddy Mike Coyne, everybody, Mike Coyne. What he likes to talk about is the people coming to Hollywood to become to make movies, and then they get here and they do make movies, but it's not the kind of movies they thought they were going to be making. They get involved in the legitimate movie industry where they make tons and tons and tons of movies all the time, and that's porn.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm sure glad I quit doing that stuff.
Because the porn, they even like the major adult film industry people, they consider themselves the legitimate film industry because that's all they do is make movies. Hollywood really doesn't make movies.
No.
I mean, they make some, but you're not going to be in them.
It's like you would explain to the kids, Marcus, on a movie is just theater. Right. It's like going to the theater. They're just putting it on a picture, on a film.
Yeah, you're
but
right.
The porn, that it's an industry.
It's a movie. I mean,
They have the big expo in Vegas still.
Oh yeah, yeah. More, they're giving out awards for like acrobatics. Not just acting. They're giving out awards for like some like death-defying feats that these people are putting on camera.
Right.
Like, much more difficult in a lot of ways than
it's not
than
like
simply
the Chia
acting.
Pet days.
That's right. Oh, right. Well, they were learning, right?
Yeah, Chia Cooch. Chia.
Oh my goodness.
Oh God, you bringing that back up?
Chia Cooch. Yeah, just think about it. Get your little.
I know, man. I know.
See, now we're gonna get. Hold on.
Oh man.
FCC's gonna jump in.
We're gonna get canceled.
Yeah. What do we got for that one?
We're uncanceled.
And now,
What in the
the
world?
beds are out.
Wow.
Wow.
I once bartended for a friend of a friend up in the Hollywood Hills, and Seth Green was in attendance. I made him the drink of the night. It was a creamsicle, like an orange creamsicle.
Yeah.
It's vanilla ice cream and vanilla orange juice, vanilla vodka. Good stuff.
What the hell?
You just like blend it. It's like
That was almost like
it's
the
like an
party with
alcoholic
Baby
shake.
Eazy-E. We had Eazy-E in town.
ECE.
Oh, the THC products. One of the sponsors came up and they just had this big old bag of THC products.
Oh yeah,
and
they
it's
did.
just like handed it 5-gram joints and stuff. And oh man, yeah, Baby Eazy-E.
That was really good. We really pulled that off.
We did.
That was cool.
We did.
Yeah.
With everything.
We
Pulling
produced
that off,
a
pulling
rap
off the
concert.
Southern Oregon Blues
Yeah.
Festival. We
Well-
got that one pulled off and in the record books.
That went great too.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, Rocco isn't aware of that stuff.
Oh no, he doesn't know about that one yet.
We
It's like any situation, it gets rocky and hectic, but it all worked out okay in the end.
Right.
ended up needing
right,
a
I
nap after it
understand.
all. And it
Yeah,
needed a
right.
nap.
big nap.
Well, I've been pondering on writing a book called Surviving MBCH.
Yeah.
I've been pondering on that thought. Yeah, actually.
I was thinking maybe surviving WIFE.
Surviving what?
WIFE.
What's that?
White.
I know. Yeah, it is. Just surviving
30 years, I think. 30
No
plus
shit.
years probably married. I'm not dead yet.
Wow. That's amazing. So what's the real
Oh,
reason
yeah.
we don't hear from Seth Green anymore?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He
is
could
all
be
that
in a
stuff?
jail cell.
Where-
No, it's just like you can piss people off so much, and then you get to a point of like, that was just too much. You went
Right.
overboard.
No, and they were saying this back
Back.
in 2017. Where's Seth Green?
But 2017 ain't shit.
I know.
I was born in 67.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you back in 1973 when we were back in East LA with the barbecues with Santana in his backyard. And I'm just this little punk kid sitting in the back not knowing who the hell this guy is. And my parents are over there
Uh-huh.
eating tacos and drinking beer. And there's Carlos Santana. And then I didn't realize that
Oh,
till
yeah?
I get old.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But we don't have cell phones or nothing back then.
Right.
Stories.
Right. No,
Like
yeah.
partying with
Famous
suicide
people used to just be able to hang out.
Yeah. 13th and Woods in East LA.
Yep.
Whittier
No,
Boulevard.
you're right. Famous people, especially in Southern California, were all over the place. You'd see them all
Yeah.
over the place. You'd hang out with them.
Like nothing.
No, because they were just part of the neighborhood.
Van Halen was going to every high school,
Oh,
Mount
yeah.
Wow.
High School, Mountain View High School, just going to their little stage in the center of the school
Right.
and playing music.
Sure. And
We
they
had
started
Quiet
out-
Riot
Oh,
and all them people going to Magic Mountain playing all them shows for free.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we saw Ice-T at Knott's Berry Farm.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was when it was the cop song. What would
No,
Killers?
wait, no. This was 1986, dude.
He was
This
still
was
rapping.
6 in the morning. Prior to that, even. This was like Colors era.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you remember that movie? Of course.
Yep.
You did. Yeah,
Colors.
he's like,
Colors.
he's like, I lived it.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I lived that movie.
Yep.
Interesting. Yeah, I'd like to. We should definitely start expanding out, and talking about stuff like that, about entertainment, about
Yeah.
interesting things that go beyond, because you can only talk about TTI and foster care for so long.
Right. No, I'll just give like updates and stuff on certain things because I am going to be giving those lawyers definitely a call.
Well, Rocco, you told me that you on the side you rap a little.
I do, but I don't really anymore. I kind of laid back on it. It's something I want to try to get back into, but like, I don't know. I've lost the taste for it. I really have.
Maybe that's your door to get the kids that want to talk but can't. You could be that open door for them.
Yeah, but there we go again. If it's like, I mean, I could rap about the stuff, but then it's like some of the lyrics could be a little too, like parents having problems with some of the lyrics.
Yeah, so
YouTube banding. Because talking about like what's really going on in my head, my thoughts, like I when I do that type of music, I want to make sure a message comes along with it. Like kind of like the kid sitting on the bed and what he's really thinking inside. You know what I mean about doing something new. It's all how you do it.
Think about it. You just
art.
wrote the song. We just recorded all your words. We can take them words and put a beat behind them.
That's funny. That's true.
It's like that's what's in my head.
That is true.
You could be the vessel. It'd be the voice of the voiceless. You have your story and you ain't scared to tell it. I have my story. I ain't afraid to tell it. I got a son that's in prison now on a murder.
Damn.
Okay? I'm not worried about talking about it. I've been there and done that. We get out there, and then we get all these kids that were afraid to talk. And imagine getting 10,000 of them or whatever, and then marching to these places.
Of course. Right. Well, also, not only that, but demanding our legislations, like, we want this to change.
Yeah, a brother of mine.
Like, go every day and bug the hell out of them.
So
yeah, Aben Griffin, he passed away, but he was with Ralph Nader with Damn Yankee back in Maine when they shut down the nuclear power plant. He was the drummer that was drumming on stage when they shut that place down.
Holy crap.
We can do the same thing. Music is going to be the key to drawing everybody. Nobody wants to really hear us talk. Nobody wants to look at our ugly fucking face.
No.
None of us have a body.
Music brings a whole other tone to it. Yep.
And it could already be recorded. You could sit there and nobody could say a word and just play music. And it's going to change people. You can take drums and you can get to people. Getting to them kids so more of them speak out and they're not afraid. And if they are afraid, they can look behind their shoulder and they see me, you, and Marcus. Okay, I can do this. And then we look behind our shoulders and we got our 6 people. And then those 6 people look over their shoulders and they got 12 people.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just going to grow. We got DJ Wyatt in the house. He got off the school bus now and he's just looking at this equipment and just wants to get online.
Oh, wow.
He's learning the equipment.
Let me tell you what, man. He'll learn quick, too. You might be making some increments.
Hi.
Hey, what's up, man?
How's it going, Wyatt?
Hey, say, how's it going?
How's it going?
How are you, Wyatt?
How are you? Here, put these on. Put these on and talk to them. Hey, I'm doing.
We have a special guest. Young Wyatt is on the program now. Hey, Wyatt, how's it going? You there?
Good.
Oh, good. What's going on? Talk.
I'm standing by my papa.
Uh-huh. That's all?
Yeah.
Okay.
They are at school.
All right. Hey, I found a, you remember I was talking about where's the troubled teen rap? Because, like, and I don't know.
Well,
I mean, I'm kind of with you on that
yeah.
too, Rocco. It's like, is it like the best subject to like, I don't know.
Yeah, because it can get very volatile. Like, it can get, if you really put all your feelings, your thoughts, and
Like
everything into it, it can get
than,
very,
like, like worse,
triggering too.
Yeah, sure, like worse than, I don't know, stories from the street or whatever. Worse. Much
You
worse.
just gotta be careful with it because it's like, rap just has it sucks to say, but I hear a lot of independent rappers trying to speak positive, but it's like their flow doesn't change.
Right.
Nothing, you know what I mean? Nothing is changing. It's just the same flow, just a different song.
Well,
I give them credit. Some of them can write. They can.
Sure.
But then again, it's like the positive rap stuff doesn't really get. You saw what happened with the MAGA crew.
Right.
Where did that go? That didn't go far at all.
Right. Hey, so I was looking for music. I found this band, I guess, called Piss Charge. Like one
What
word.
the hell?
PISSCHARGE. And hashtag TTI. It's music, and I've never heard of it before, but it's regarding the troubled teen industry. I'm going to play it right now. The song is called Troubled Teen Industry, I guess. Or no, that's the name of the record. Here we go. Let's hear what it sounds like. Wait, I'm not. Oh, hold on. Oh, let me do it the right way. Actually, and do it properly and actually plug the thing in the right way. See, I love editing.
Yeah.
Editing's a great thing. We can. Luckily,
it is.
most of the time, I don't have to hardly cut out anything really. Just a few ums and likes, usually. But
Yeah.
But if you fuck up, you can just cut it out.
Then we need to start adding some plugs, like for Southern Oregon Patient Awareness for all your
We will.
medical marijuana card needs.
Yeah.
Here's the music. Here it comes.
What is the troubled teen industry, and why should I care?
I like this. These are all like
Can't
1
hear
minute. You can't hear. I know you can't hear it. No. These are all like
And
1 minute
what's the
songs.
name of it? What's the name of it?
Piss Charge.
Piss.
Yeah.
Warning signs of satanic behavior may be apparent, such as a sudden, bitterly antagonistic attitude towards family and religion, a drastic decline in academic performance, a reclusive behavior pattern, and listening exclusively to heavy metal rock music.
It's pretty good. You'll hear it. It's just like aggressive guitars, drums.
Antipsychotic medication
I'm just going
that
through
works
the
by
songs.
changing
They're
the
very
effects
short.
of chemicals in the brain. The drug is used to treat
How
certain
old is
mental
this
and mood
album?
disorders such as schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and also behavioral disorders or irritability associated with autism.
July 2023.
Oh, wow. Not too long ago.
No, 9 years on this one.
And Okay.
So the baby still looks alive, doesn't he? I mean, he's happy, he's excited. He knows what's happening. His mohawk's a little messed up, but he can handle, right?
I'm gonna give this guy a plug.
So
That's cool.
Against the roof. Hits the ground. Why aren't you at home? You're drunk. Who said you could drink? Where are you? Get to your room.
Ramble.
All right. Yeah, that's cool. So, that's weird that you can't hear it, but not, all right. So this music was written, performed, produced, recorded, mixed, and mastered by a guy named Stephen Davies. And
Okay.
And his band or his project is called Piss Charge, and I enjoyed that. That's cool. So maybe we did find some good TTI music, related music. It's not rap. It's just aggressive, industrial noise type of stuff. But it was pretty cool.
One song.
It was pretty cool.
Scrambled. That's what a PTSD mind is. It's just scrambled.
Yep.
Right.
Get focused on one track.
Very much.
Yep.
So who knows?
Yep.
Maybe that'll be the style of festival next year.
Right?
Yeah, right. I mean,
Marcus, he laughs, huh?
Oh no, it's true. All it takes sometimes, Rocko, is me and Hammy saying, "Hey, want to do with this?" I mean, that's how this whole podcast.
Want to do a blues fest?
Sure. And then we figure out how to do it.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's really fun.
I mean, that's how.
Has anybody ever been to Woodstock?
In diapers.
My mom went in 99.
No,
my mom went in 99.
There was the original Woodstock, then there was Woodstock 94, and then there was Woodstock 99. That was the bad one. My mom went to that one, yep. Oh, really?
Got hurt.
No shit.
Yeah, broke her leg, fell in a pit.
Oh, man.
Yep.
That was,
it was horrible.
And then that was with the plywood, surfing, and the fires. Yeah, all that.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, I went to Lollapalooza in 1994. That was fun. That was cool. I got to hang out with the Far Side and Leonardo DiCaprio on the lawn.
Rainbow gathering.
And we got to smoke out, and Leo was excited about this movie that was going to be coming out in like 6 months called Titanic. Pretty cool. No, that was 97. I don't remember. That stuff goes so long ago that like you think, oh yeah, the 90s, and like, oh shit, that was like 30 plus years ago.
Right.
And now we got
right.
Damn.
Yeshi Yearwood.
There's Sim. Wait, who was his name? Sim McGraw.
Yeah, Sim McGraw.
And Ishi Yearwood.
Ishi Yearwood. Mm-hmm. Then you have 50 different Elvis impersonators.
Right. The one at the Grand Victorian, who was there last year, was terrible. Like the worst Elvis ever. That was the consensus. The Sinatra guy was cool, I guess.
I'm going to say, yeah.
But the Sinatra guy brought the Elvis guy.
Family event. Yeah. But most of the family older events like Pioneer Days and Candyville and all that, they pay for all these cover bands and lookalikes.
Oh, yeah.
And it gets me. It's like you're paying $4,000 for somebody to sing karaoke.
Right, and they may not even be very good.
I don't get that.
But they're playing that song, I know.
No, most of them aren't.
That's it. That's the only thing. They're like, oh, they're playing that song.
I use my voice box.
You gonna change your voice? What are some of the things that you can do with your little unit there?
Somewhere over the rainbow.
I like that one. Yeah, that's cool. You should talk like that.
We're like,
that one's quiet.
This one here?
Oh.
Well, I don't know what people think about that.
No, I like that one.
Well, it's a little bit quiet, but then I compressed it again, And then we're here.
Oh man.
That's so funny. Oh shit.
I am Satan.
Wow.
But yeah, it's got the voice changer. It's got a elimination button to where you can have music playing and talking, but the music's real low in the background for the recording. And then, of course, the voiceover button. And then they got reverb play. You can press reverb and it changes it. Right. Press it again, and it does other things. But I don't like the reverb.
No, it just sounds like you're in a cave or something.
Yeah. But then it's got like the kiss. And then.
Right.
And then what? We all know who that was.
Yeah.
So.
That's what she said.
But yeah, it's a good little box for $31.
Yeah, Timu, right?
What's that?
Where'd you get it from? Timu?
No, I actually got it off of Amazon. It was a Black Friday special.
Sweet.
The little box came with the 3 cords, the microphone cord, the little filter that goes over it, and the stand that screws onto a table.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it's Bluetooth. You don't even have to hook it up to the computer. You can just Bluetooth your phone to the box.
Yeah,
and
nice.
You're good.
Because ever since you showed me that, all I've been seeing was that unit, like in my social media advertisements for your thing, nonstop.
Yeah, and I'm doing like you did with the foot pedals.
Oh,
it's like, oh man, because I found out, like with your Zoom recorder, my foot pedal that I got for the washboard, it daisy chain in, and you can use that for vocal.
Oh.
Or if somebody's going to come in and play an acoustic guitar and plug in,
yeah,
they can plug in through that, and it all goes all through, and it's all battery powered.
Cool. Yeah,
and they all daisy chains in, so
that's great.
I want to be that mobile guy. Good thing you can edit, but I'm like thinking Saturday is our light parade.
Yeah.
Why couldn't we take a couple laptop computers, sit at a table, and just live stream the parade and do some fucking? You know, that'd be an idea. Eat some hot dogs, fling some wiener.
We'll see. When is that? When is that?
It's coming up Saturday, so December 9th.
Oh, that's wow.
Saturday is the Riddle.
That's right. Oh, looks like
the Timber Light Truck Parade.
Looks like the
December 9th.
Looks
Saturday.
like the Christmas show is basically sold out.
And then the following Saturday is in Sutherland.
Yeah. But you hear that the Christmas
you
show?
all just
the
had
Christmas show
yours
is
in
sold out.
Winston,
They
Saturday.
They sold all their tickets. I think. I mean, like seriously.
Oh, at the theater?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, no, I think they're not going to stop now because they're like, oh, this is going to be our last one. But nah, I don't think so. They need to keep going and do a bunch of other different stuff. You know what would be awesome?
No,
Imagine us sitting up on the stage doing a live podcast. How fun would that be? Right? I mean, people do it all the time. There are podcasters who go and tour, who sit on the stage and do their banter in front of a live audience, and it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Pretty fun. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's better than a band. They'll have a band open, and then they'll have the podcasters come on, and just it's more like a comedy show.
Yeah, and just think like the events like Bonnaroo and them bigger ones going to be sending us the media tickets to come on in and live stream and record their event.
Well, we can work that out too to get press credentials so we can travel around.
On my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just get in. Hey, this is what we want to do. We'll advertise, we'll record, and we get all this music recorded for our database.
Yep.
So
it's just sometimes you have to decide whether you want to go in official or or undercover. I mean, whatever works best. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking into that mobile handheld recording video thing. They got one. It looks pretty cool. It's a camera and the recorder also. You just hold.
Mm-hmm.
You do walk around stuff.
Oh yeah.
This is my niche. Yeah, because you got them little hectic, weak fuckers and the new age phonograph fuckers that thought they were going to stop things with their 80-page fucking little report that got shut down.
Yep.
So, yeah, they ain't going to stop. I just found a niche that they can't stop us.
Yeah.
Not that they're going to stop anything anyway.
Right. They didn't. No. They just made life kind of annoying for a while for us.
Right. It was just annoying. That's all it was.
Because it was all after the fact. The blues festival went great, and they wanted to complain about stuff that they didn't know anything about, and caused all kinds of problems. I had got the Department of Justice involved.
You did?
Yeah.
And I was never worried about it. I was just like, you got to be kidding me! Like,
what's that, Rocco?
Department of Justice?
Yep, their charities fraud division.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so I was on the phone with this forensic accountant, and she was like, "Okay, I need these documents, this and that and the other thing, because we have this four anonymous complaints that came in, and we are obligated to investigate." It's like the cops, right? You get a 911 call into the cops, they have to show up at a certain amount of time, or they're in big trouble, right? You've got to go.
Yep.
Non-emergency calls, they can take their sweet ass time, and they don't necessarily have to show up. But in this case, they're complaint based, so they get a complaint, they need to do an inquiry, And I was on the phone with this lady, and basically we were just laughing, and she's like, it's a shame that some people have to be total assholes. That's what she was telling me, because ultimately what we found out with the state is that Hammy and I didn't do anything wrong at all. The issue the only issue is these people coming into the middle of a process that was still going on, this production, and interfere with it so badly that the charitable organization denied the funds we wanted to send them. These people scared this charity so bad that they said, "Oh, we can't take your money now."
Oh my God.
And then the accountant lady that I was talking to with the state said she hadn't heard of that before, which is crazy. I'm like, wait, you've never dealt with a case where the charity said, "Please don't send the money." She said, "No. They always want the money." What do you? And so we had to work out the situation where the state of Oregon had to sneak the money to the charity through their own trust. Like, I sent the money to the Department of Justice, and the Department of Justice sends the money to the charity.
My gosh.
Yeah, it was just a big waste of time. And and they were trying to damage our reputation and saying that we were, not paying people, or basically stealing the charity money, which was never true. But it made the paper. These allegations came up in the newspaper, and I had to, talk to a reporter, give my side of the fucking story and all this stuff. And a few weeks ago, because the festival was in the middle of July, and it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago that it was finally completed, like the aftermath. Sending a few things here and there. The charity actually sent money to us, if you can believe that. We got a check from the charity that denied taking the money. So whatever they thought they had on us, they were totally mistaken. And anyone who wants to know kind of what really happened, I mean, it's a very simple story. These idiots just got involved when they shouldn't have and caused problems. That's it. That's the whole situation.
Seems that way a lot on the internet.
Oh, no, this was not on the internet. This was like live in person, in the community of 5,000 people that I live in. Yeah, so it was like, oh shit, like they're trying to blackball me from where I live.
Yeah.
If it was in like a big place like LA, it wouldn't even matter at all.
No.
But in a small community, people are like, oh, well, I heard that you were this or that. And I'm like, who said that?
When is the Trump trial?
They're happening, I think they start in March.
March?
There are 4 of them, too. Yeah.
Oh, man.
There's a lot of Trump trials. There should be a lot of comedy involved, I would imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be interesting. This is probably the best time to start doing a podcast thing because of the political season coming up too. It's just going to be nuts, and we can have a front row seat and comment on all of it too, because that's what it kind of feels like, because this production will get more popular. It's already happening, and as long as we keep on putting out interesting stuff, we will continue to get people who want to hear our dumb old asses. I mean, Hammy was, I think, wrong. He's like, no one wants to fucking hear us. Well, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. They do. They just don't know it yet.
Yeah, there's so much to it. There's so much to it. It's,
we want to do something different.
What do you feel about that whole bill?
Oh, what do I feel about it?
Yeah.
Well, I've changed my mind a few times.
Interview with Chelsea. Remember what Chelsea said in the interview about that?
Yeah, well, my views have changed a little bit. At first, I was like, well, that's weak. It's not that great. I still think it's not that great, but I think it does serve a purpose because it does require that reporting of at least kind of some idea of what's going on behind closed doors.
Well, yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's all it really is. Where's the money going? I mean, where's the money coming from? Where's the money going? Those are good things to know, but it should be much more than that. It's pretty soft.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my views on that.
And I'm definitely going to give those lawyers a call.
All right. Yep. Hammy had to go. He lost his signal because he also lives out in the backwoods.
Yeah, he's in the woods.
He is kind of in the woods. Well, Southern Oregon is pretty rural. It's
yes,
it's beautiful, but man, some of these people out here, they are something else. I'll tell you. You think that Oregon would be like kind of hippy dippy.
Missouri is a little bit of a weird place to live too.
Yeah, you would think that Oregon would be kind of hippy dippy, kind of liberal. No. Very, quite Trumpy actually, which is weird. I find that to be strange. Because those folks, man, they got a screw loose. You really do.
Yeah.
Like, how could you like that guy? I don't get it.
Who?
Trump?
Who, Trump?
I mean, come on. He's funny. He's funny as fuck. Like, that was the value I saw in like him being like kind of everywhere. He's goofy, and he says funny shit. But as far as like, I don't like. Oh, I'm really excited about. No. Why would you be excited about some like almost 80-year-old dude? Biden too, like all of those motherfuckers. Like, get the fuck out of there, like
clear.
give it a rest, man. Like,
yeah,
really,
there's
like,
going to be a lot of political podcasts coming up.
Oh yeah.
Because there's so many people out there with so many, and it's like the changing. Like, they'll be a Trump fan for a few years, and then they turn,
Right. Yeah.
It's just weird.
It is weird. It's like whatever way the wind blows is kind of how people It's what they go with. Like they don't have any like solid like thinking of their own. It's like, oh, whatever that guy thinks. Okay. All right.
Well, it's all a cult. That's
true too. Yeah, definitely.
You know, it's our government is so messed up. It's beyond, I think, repairable.
Right, in so many ways. Just like, you got to be kidding.
I mean, now they're using electric shock on people again now, and I think Massachusetts. I think it is Massachusetts.
Is that right?
That's what I heard. Something like that, somewhere in that area, New Hampshire or something. I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like that really? You're telling me that helps somebody?" And there are people that believe that helps.
Yeah.
It helps. I don't see how that can help anybody.
Right. Yep.
At all.
No.
It's abuse of an older person.
It is, yeah. I mean, older people should be really like put out to pasture. I think like there should be like mandatory retirement at a certain point. Like, okay, you've done everything that you can do, even if you're still totally capable. By the time you're like, I don't know what it is, like you'd be in the 70s, I would imagine. Somewhere in the 70s, you're done. Doesn't matter if you're sharp, doesn't matter if you're able, doesn't matter. Sit down, you're done. You've done all your stuff. Did you see that movie Midsummer?
No, what is it?
Oh, it's about a cult. About a Swedish cult. But so
okay.
The system is like from 0 to 18, you're a student. From 18 to 36, you travel the world. From 36 to 54, you work. And then from 54 to 72, you're retired. And at 72, you jump off a cliff and kill yourself.
Oh my God.
Like that's the whole life cycle. Like
is crazy.
Isn't that crazy? Like when you're 72, you jump off a big rock and like a lemming.
That's.
Well, I don't want that. Look, I don't want that. I don't want old people to jump off cliffs.
No.
What I want old people to do is to not think they need to run shit anymore. Stop.
No.
Stop biting. Dude, you're 81 now, bro. Stop.
Yeah.
I saw him decorating. I saw a photo of him decorating a Christmas
70.
tree. Trump is like 4 years younger than him.
Shouldn't be 70 years old.
No, by the time you hit 70, you should not be in charge of anything anymore. That's ridiculous.
No,
it's ridiculous.
Kids, especially kids.
Especially anything.
Because,
No, nothing. Done.
No job.
No job.
Nothing.
No job, dude. Sorry. Like what do you think you're gonna do for the last 10 years of your life? Change things, make things better? No.
Right.
No, you're dying, dude. You're dying, and you should enjoy yourself. That's what retirement is all about. That's why they give full retirement benefits at 67 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Prior to 70, by the time you hit 70. You might be super healthy and great. You might be doing fucking great. You might be like surfing. I don't know what you're doing. You're doing all kinds of cool shit, but you're not running anything. That's for sure.
Right.
That's it.
You're just enjoying your life.
Yeah, and your family, and your son is running stuff. Apparently, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I don't think old people should be in charge of anything. Old people can get mad at all they want. What are they going to do? Chase me? Are you going to run after me? All right, I guess that's it.
So how's Alexi doing?
I don't know. He's doing fine.
Yeah, everything worked out.
Oh, he's healthy again, yeah.
All right.
I don't want to get into anything other than that. Like, he beat his COVID.
Well, that's good. That's really
that is very good. That freaked him out. he had to go to the hospital and get a breathing treatment. And
Yeah, it is no joke.
no.
I mean, yeah, if you get the proper help, you're good, but it is no joke.
Yeah, he told me that he's had COVID like 5 times.
Yeah.
I'm not aware of having it at all. I don't know. I was never tested. I may have. I don't know. But
Same here.
I know that last year I had this like weeks long coughing fit thing, but I don't know if it was smoking related. I don't know. I really don't know. It made me stop smoking for a while, actually. And then I stopped coughing, and then I started smoking again. So that worked out. Yeah. Yep, that worked out all right.
It seems to always.
Yeah. Oh, Wyatt jumped on, did something with, looks like he did something with Hammy's phone, and caused him to lose signal. That's why he checked out a few minutes ago. Okay.
Hammy has some stories.
Yeah, he does. I think what would be helpful is having. I mean, this was cool. This was like no notes, which is always kind of difficult to do. It's hard to do a podcast without like a direction, because it just seems like the conversation kind of rambles, and then you think like, well, why am I going to put this out there are people going to actually like get anything out of this?
Well, I mean, we spoke about some pretty good things.
We did. We spoke about a lot of stuff. It's episode 13.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Here it is.
Yep.
All right, I'll see you on the other side, dude.
You got it.
Bye.
This happened on Tuesday, and we know it was really hot that day. Hot car. Joining us live in the Alert Center.
How long did you last in a hot car?
Facts that the heat index that day was 105 degrees. Hot car.
We don't yet know about a potential third suspect who was seen speeding away from federal agents at the scene. The whole thing had been a mystery to neighbors.
Hot car.
This is not an accident. This is pure negligence.